Dalton, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're going to celebrate here. We're going to make you a Buffalo Bill here in just a minute, buddy.
Thanks, sir.
Bills.
You're in the draft room. You're ready. Obviously, you have a history in the first round of kind of maneuvering a couple of picks to get the guy that you want. Tell us what you saw.
We knew with limited draft capital, we had 6 picks, so we traded our 7th for Dean Marlowe in the season, just with our injuries at safety. First thing we were curious about was where's the runner receivers going to go, and we were honestly thinking that the receivers and Dalton would all be gone. And so once he got past the Chargers, we started looking like, man, the only team in our way right now we think that would be going after Dalton, you know, maybe Dallas. There's nothing worse than if you want a guy and right in front of you, you know, you're waiting on that pick and they go and you're just like, oh gosh. Texted my good friend Joe Shane, who we had talked before the draft.
Heard of him.
He was right in front of Dallas. He's like, I'll do it if I don't move. Once they traded up, I got on the phone with Trent, you know, in Jacksonville.
Trent. Okay. Well, yeah, when you get on the clock, let's just, he's gonna let me know. So just have that ready with Jacksonville.
Took him a little minute, you know, a few minutes. He was worried about losing the tackle, Harrison. So he asked me a few questions, making sure that I wasn't going to take his guy, which was an interesting conversation. But ultimately, we got him to do the deal.
Yeah, I'll do it. Okay, so get Kincaid on.
You know, the room was filled with excitement once we got Dalton.
With the 25th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Dalton Kincaid, tight end, Utah.
Well, the league's about to get what they deserve, as you just said, Daniel.
You've been warned, league? Is that what you're saying?
Let's watch some Dalton Kincaid and let's see what you like so much about him.
Coincidentally playing Florida, who was our 2nd pick.
I know, I was about to say.
Yeah.
We have to watch one game.
You see him run a little drag route crosser. You see some run after catch there. You know, a lot of times we're getting pressure. People are trying to get the ball out of Josh's hand. That quick outlet, just that feel for where's the hole in zone, that hot route, get your head around right away. You feel the guy that's over you is not going to guard you. He's coming to get the quarterback. And so just understanding all the hot route stuff, concepts, the instincts, the awareness.
Okay, so then this next play I want to watch here. A nice deep play.
The good thing he does there is he doesn't cut his route short. He tries to get on the DB's toes, doesn't give away any indicator, and next thing you know, he works his way by, makes a great adjust, gets the foot down, touchdown.
All right, one more of these.
Stems him out, comes back in, contested ball. A lot of guys have good hands, they just don't make the contested plays. Dalton does have good hands. A lot of contested balls on his film that really stood out.
In Buffalo, Dawson Knox had made it clear he wanted to stay there with the Bills. They gave him a nice contract to do that.
Here's my question. There's 2 DKs, right, at tight end. How do they play together?
You know, the concern, you just paid Dawson Knox. All right, how's this going to work? Well, this is not some old school, always hand in the dirt, inline, tight end, block first, run catch. And we feel both on the field, how is the defense going to play? Because if they're putting 2 DBs on them to guard them, then that gives us more ability to run the ball. And if not, if they've got a linebacker or something like that on them, we feel that they're going to win that mismatch, and that would be a place Josh would be looking to go with the ball.
It is Dawson Knox, 2 yards deep in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo!
With the 59th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Osiris Torrance, guard out of Florida.
As far as Torrance is concerned, obviously guard. I think maybe like every 3rd mock draft prior to the draft, I think paired Torrance to the Bills at 27. So the fact that you got him at 59 had to feel pretty good, right?
Yeah, it did. You know, when it's getting 3, 4, 5 away, you're going, he's the guy there. Is he going to get to you? And knowing that we had already traded some ammo up in 1, I was like, we got to be patient here. You know, we can't afford to lose another pick here. These are too valuable at this point. So we remained patient, and we had some trade back options again, but Dallas again was right in front of us once they picked the Michigan tight end. It was an easy selection to select Torrance.
You guys are going to party here in a few minutes, all right? We're going to make it for the Bills.
Yes, sir.
Does that sound good?
That sounds great. That sounds great.
Yes! Oh my God! Give me another hug, baby. Oh my God! Oh.
So 33 and how many? Whatever, almost 34-inch arms.
Yeah, they're go. They could reach the camera over there.
By the way, my favorite stat on him, do you know how many penalties he committed at Florida?
0. Donuts. Same number of sacks he gave up.
Sometimes you get a guy who is a little handsy, and that's why he doesn't get the sacks, right? But penalties can be a problem too, so both. 0 sacks allowed, 0 penalties committed. Pretty cool.
A lot of times when you look at drive killers, it's you look at negative plays. Was it a play for a loss or a penalty that got you behind the stick? So that is one of the things we always talk about is penalties, and are they pre-snap penalties, post-snap penalties? Some guys do both, but sometimes you have guys that just lose focus and they jump off sides, or you go look at it. Is it on the road? They can't handle the noise, the silent count. You know, what's their issue? But testament to him playing in the SEC.
Okay, so let's watch him. Tell me what you like about him.
Yep.
He's massive.
He's a big man. He's firm. You see him right here in pass pro, keeping a firm pocket. You get a guy here who's 335. You know, nobody's going to run down his cylinder. And again, you mentioned the arm length a while ago. If a guy's trying to work his edges, that length is what helps. When you get big guys that sometimes have short arms, that's how you beat them, is you hit them in the cylinder and you work their edge. This guy, if you do get on his edge a little bit because of maybe his foot quicks aren't elite, they're still good, but if they're not elite, that's how you beat him. He holds you off long enough, and again, that play there, Richardson's holding the ball, firm pocket, he can step up, make a throw.
So that's the thing about Richardson, right? So he has experience behind a quarterback that's not necessarily going to stay in the pocket and try to throw from the pocket. Richardson's an elite athlete. Some people comped him to Josh Allen. I don't like that comp personally, but I do like the mobility comp and the throwing off platform, which is something he's going to see here too. So.
Well, that's the thing. Quarterbacks that extend plays, it can be hard on linemen because they don't know they're blocking a guy, and sometimes they get called for holding because they're trying to keep him in here. They don't realize the quarterback's going right. Now the jersey, you see the jersey pull, but again, great job. He knows when to kind of let him go.
With the 91st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Dorian Williams, linebacker, Tulane. Let's go!
This guy's super athletic. He's a hard worker. He's a pro. He's dependable. Like, he's going to be there for his team. He makes big plays in big moments. You go to the Cotton Bowl playing USC.
He's pretty good at the Cotton Bowl.
Yeah, but their defense made some big plays. He was the MVP.
All right, let's watch this.
Yeah, here you see, you know, he's playing in coverage. Looks like he was in a zone coverage, and quarterback, you know, can't find a guy who runs. You see his athletic ability and speed to chase the quarterback down.
He does stand out as being big, though. Yeah. He looks a little like Tremaine, but he's obviously...
He's shorter, but he's got long arms, which helps him. Some of these linebackers we did, they were short arm, and you see them, they fall off blocks. There you go, dropping in coverage, makes the plays. How many guys you see actually, they're there, they knock it down, but they don't actually turn the ball over. Again, using his arm length to get off that block shed. Block protection is huge for these guys. Block destruction.
Block destruction, what's block destruction?
Yeah, I mean, just I got that lineman's out there trying to get on you, and you're getting him off. Whether you got to, however you got to do it with your hands, punch, whatever it is, you got to get off so you can make that play. And if you don't make the play, you're at least doing it to force it to your buddy.
With the 150th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, my Buffalo Bills select Justin Shorter, wide receiver, Florida.
Try not to take up all of your time because I could sit here and watch film with you for like the entire day. But I want to talk about Justin Shorter for a little bit because is he over 6'4" or 6'4", right?
Yeah, he's a little bit, he's 6'4.5".
So also big.
Yeah.
We're going with big. Yeah. And you had said in some previous things I was listening to that you think he's going to have a better pro career than he did even a career at Florida. So why?
Yeah, we think he's a guy that still has room to grow and develop. You know, this guy has size, length, he's got the DNA, he's a smart kid, wants it, and that, you know, with some development, being around our guys, being around Diggs, Gabe, some of these guys just learning the nuances of the game, we feel there's still some rawness to it, and the guy has the intangibles to want to be great. He understands what some of his weaknesses are. We brought him in for a 30 visit, great conversation about what went well, knows the best way to get a jersey and help us on game day is to be a really good 4-down player.
It always throws me off that his last name is Shorter and he's so big.
I know, it's an oxymoron.
I know, I'm like, come on now.
And this is one of the things he's got to work on is his releases versus press, but he did a nice one there, got off, makes the play. He tracks the ball well. You can see him track it over his shoulder. Some guys struggle with that. Here he's running through zone, finds it, turns upfield. Build a speed guy. You know, he's not going to step on your toes instantly, but He's one of those guys you saw him still making plays down the field, enough speed that they got to honor the vertical threat.
With pick 230, you doubled down on the guard position. I always love to see who your late round picks are because there's no better story than Christian Benford for me. For my money, the Christian Benford story is my favorite.
Christian Benford was there for a loss of 4. Big play by the rookie corner.
When I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, this is a position of need, but you did really address it in free agency. So when you're thinking around 7, what are you looking at here? And yes, of course, we have to mention that Nick Brucker also played left tackle in his first 3 seasons, so it's not that he's just one position, there is versatility there.
Generally, when you get in the 6th, 7th, you're picking for need, but we felt there were guys on the board, but this guy, we just felt there was too good of value. This guy played left tackle in the SEC. He's moved to left guard, Senior Bowl, goes down and snaps. So just versatility is the word I mentioned earlier, and this guy's got it. And we just felt the value there in the 7th round was too good to pass up. This is a guy that we see competing for one of those last, O-line spots.
So also another number for you that I love about him, 435 pass blocking snaps last season at left guard. Guess how many sacks he allowed?
Was it a donut? Oh, you got to eat.
Donut.
With the 252nd pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select Alex Austin, defensive back, Oregon State.
Obviously, you've had such success. I told you my Christian Benford story is my favorite. Yeah. He's a starter that you picked in the 6th round. That's like some kind of big shoes to fill for this poor guy, having to figure out how to be like Christian Benford. But what'd you see there? And is this kind of like your secret sauce? Like, I'm really good at picking late round cornerbacks.
Well, we've had Dane Jackson too.
I know.
It was a 7th rounder. So when we got down here to this last pick, there were a couple options. We could have gone offense, could have gone defense, and we just decided let's find another DB. We thought there was a couple as it was shaping down, and he was the one we liked the best.
Okay, let's watch him.
You're going to face some bigger, taller guys. The length right there, he shows it. Uses the left arm, gets in front of the receiver. I would say this guy showed he could play press. He could play a little bit of off. I think he's really good in press. I think we'll work on the off stuff a little bit, just his transition. But the size and length gives him a chance. Want to as a tackler, knocks him down there. He's not going to knock you over as a tackler, but he's a get you down type player.
Awesome. Thank you so much for this. This is so much fun. I really appreciate all of your time and effort, energy. I'll see you preseason.
Awesome. Sounds good. Always good to see you, Cynthia.